Going live now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Suplexes and Shea Butter. I am Tonya here with Tyler and Claudine. Yay!
Woo!
What's up?
Uh, we got
I'm
about
happy
another
to
month,
be
then we
here.
got to find another platform.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they said try YouTube webcam. We'll see how that works. But for now, we're here and we is ready to get it on and popping. This
Yes, we
past
are.
Sunday was stomping ground. And I didn't watch it live. I was watching the BET Awards, like I said, which they're like everybody talks about wrestling ratings. The BET Awards had the lowest ratings
And
ever
that
this
was the
year.
best show this year.
Yes. So it's I think it's more of a symptom of people getting rid of their cable, which I'm about to do. So it's like cable is going to be an obsolete forum to measure success after a while.
It
It's
is.
all going to be streams.
It is.
So I just let's get in. You didn't watch the show, Claudine, right?
No, and I never got around to catching up this week, to be honest.
I watched.
And I watched the BET. I only watched a couple of clips of the BET Awards that were uploaded in full online. So I watched the BET Awards, but I contributed to the low ratings because I didn't watch it live.
I didn't watch BET live either, but I did see Cardi B and Offset's performance, which I loved.
Lizzo is all
Man, she's
Lizzo.
I am a
I'm
lesbian.
a
I feel like Claudia's thing.
Yeah,
Breaking
like your
up.
audio going in and out, baby.
But I watched Grounds. That shit was really, really good.
I enjoyed the show. I went back and watched it the next day. I really did. I enjoyed it. I don't know what.
And I kind of figured, I said it's probably gonna be something. It always happens when WWE has their B pay-per-views that everybody expecting to be trash and not good, ends up being good. And that's why I tell people, like, okay, as much as we shit on WWE, I say you can't, at the same time, can we at least be fair and at least give shit a chance before judging it? And this is one of those instances. It happened last year too with Great Balls of Fire.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
Great,
I enjoyed the show. Now, uh,
I wasn't. Here's the thing. I wasn't excited about watching it, and I just didn't get around to it because I haven't been really watching wrestling lately, and I don't know. I just feel like when I get frustrated with wrestling, I'll just take a break and come back. And it's
mm,
like literally, Chris Jericho said this years ago, and I really truly took it to heart, and it really does work. If you're like tired, just take like 6 months off. Literally, in 6 months, it'll be a completely different show, different storyline. Everything will have changed up, and you're Gucci. So,
I actually
I,
went
you
to
know,
I actually got around to listen to John's interview with Chris.
ooh, how'd you feel about it?
Um, I understand what he was going through. And again, before Steph said what he said, he didn't even shit on the talent. It was basically creative and Vince.
Yeah,
Basically, basically his problem is Vince acts like he knows who the wrestlers are and how their characters should be when they don't.
yeah,
Um, and the thing is, John was willing to go out there and do the best he could with all the stupid shit Vince was telling him to do. Um,
yeah,
as a
yeah.
baby face, and he said as a baby face, I could probably pull it off, which is true.
He
He
did. He
has,
did for some years.
he has, but he was like the things like with his heel turn, which I'm still having a hard time getting over what WWE did to that because it was there for them on a silver platter. It
Yeah.
was easy to book. It was easy to build storylines around, and it's like, and he also said with his return, he didn't want to come out with Seth.
Yeah.
He said when they bought the lunatic, he was like, people basically knew who he was talking about. So
Yeah.
he was like, why not just have me come out myself, or have me do something else? So
Yeah.
it's not like John was asking Vince to do some off the wall shit. You know what I'm saying? It was some simple
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I completely understand his frustrations, and then having to go back and forth to see Vince about his character, about these promos, or and it's like you won't even see him. Um, you won't even see him. You would have to wait to see him. So it was like a
Yeah.
whole bunch of stuff, and you know,
Mhm.
I so it's like I'm not mad. It was basically he was talking about his experience, obviously. And I didn't hear the Roman part. I guess they got cut off. But people said in the podcast how much he raved about Roman, and how he didn't like some of the stuff he had to say either, which Roman said on his podcast with Jericho. So
Yeah. Like it is what it is.
yeah. So it's
I
like
it didn't come across.
everybody, and my problem with fans is they think everyone in the WWE has that problem. No. Seth Rollins in particular doesn't have that problem. Everybody's experience is different. So it's like, no, everybody doesn't hate WWE. No, everybody isn't miserable. Do they wish they could be booked better? Yeah, but doesn't mean they're miserable there. And that's what
Exactly.
some fans are not taking away, refuse to take from his interview with Jericho. But other than that, I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't see nothing wrong with what he said. He had some points, and he was right. Creative does need to be better. And he's not saying he wants Vince or WWE to fail or nothing like that. He
Their
just wants to
creative
be able
process be
to
better.
push them. And he's not saying he wants this to be a us versus them type thing, but he does want, you know, wherever he is going, to show Vince that if you give wrestlers more leeway, they can help make the company better from a creative standpoint, which
I mean,
I get.
100%. Like we know our truth is the reason that 24/7 Championship is doing what it's doing.
Exactly.
That is on our truth and Carmella. They are
Yeah.
making that championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's break down the past week of what Seth Rollins has been doing.
He has made it hella weird on wrestling Twitter.
Uh,
Oh,
okay, so first he posted, you know, the best wrestling in the world, period.
Mm-hmm.
Which
and
I,
Roman.
I defended him. Yeah, Roman just said period. And I defended Seth
Mm-hmm. I have
because
to.
that's his opinion.
Yeah. And he works for that
He
company.
if if a wrestler comes out and complains, everybody's like, yes, you know, drag him and all this. But
Group
if a
think.
wrestler comes out and says, I love working here, I love what I'm doing, then it's got to be an agenda.
Yeah.
When
Hmm.
both of those wrestlers have agendas. The one
Yeah.
Yeah.
complaining and the one saying that they think everything is fine. They both have agendas. But
Yeah.
and like I don't even like Seth Rollins, but
Same.
him speaking on his experience and how he feels, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's not a crime, which
What
fans
I
and
take issue with is him coming after John for John's opinion
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
trying to paint John like, oh, it was like, oh, he was kind of suggesting that John didn't work hard enough,
Yes.
which
That sounds like what he
had
was
a
saying.
problem. Yeah, I had a problem with. It's easy when you're the golden boy, when they book you to in the best light possible,
When they have a plan for you.
when they have a plan for you, when they take other wrestlers in their heat and put you with them so you can have their heat as well. And this is like they're doing it now with his girlfriend.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do do Becky.
They did it when Dean came back. They wrapped Dean's return into Seth's story.
They made Roman's title
They
reign
made
about him and Dean.
yeah, they
Yeah.
made Roman's title reign about the Shield. They made Roman's. conditioned when Roman was gone about Seth's feud with Dean.
Yes.
Yes.
They took the whole authority and made it about Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I cannot remember a time when Seth Rollins has been asked to put over a talent the way he's been put over. I've yet to see it.
I've been said that. I said he
Roman
had to
has
put
done
over
this with several people.
with damn near everybody he
He
comes
did it
across.
with Braun. He was doing it for Bobby Lashley. He's currently doing it for Drew McIntyre, where he is taking his heat and helping
Trying
out his opponent.
trying to give it to Drew.
Right? They trying it with Drew.
Right.
But
Put over Brock, even though Brock
I've
didn't need to
never
put
seen
over.
them do that with Seth. With Seth, it's all about getting him over. Making so it's like it's fine if everything's always catered to you. There's a sense of entitlement that he has that I don't think he's seen. So of
Yeah.
course you're going to think the company that's pushing you and making you a top priority
Is the
is
best.
fine. You can't take anybody else's experience and invalidate it, especially when we all see they never saw that for D. He was never in their factors. He was told straight to his face that they were shocked he was still over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like apples and oranges. And also, like some people were like, "Oh well, friends can't have a difference of opinion." Yes, you can, but you supposed to air that out in private. You're not supposed to
Exactly.
run to an interviewer and tell them this, especially when Dean said when he was out, he didn't hear from Seth. When he was out injured, he didn't hear from Seth. And the first time he come back, he got to do all this shit for Seth. Hit dogs
Yeah.
holler. And I feel like Seth was a hit dog, and now he hollering.
And
And
my whole thing with that too is like, yes, friends can have a difference of opinion, but obviously based on, I ain't even hear the tone, I just read. But even if I heard the tone, it did sound like Seth felt some type of way. And it's like
Exactly.
and it's like and I saw a tweet and somebody said it's funny how Seth Rollins is the asshole that people have claimed Roman to be all these years, and that ain't nothing but the truth because he Roman he the things that he say he is real. That's how he is. He real loyal. He cares about his friends. He'll do whatever, and it's like I don't know. It's like I'm not a fan of Seth.
I think
I
Seth
get
is an opportunist and a backstabber, and Becky need to watch. Like, especially since if they ain't been dating but since February,
Right.
it's just almost July. Like that's only a couple of months, and the company going way too fucking hard to get us to care about this relationship. I don't give a shit. Like
basically over. It's just overexposing him at this point.
right, and it's like, can y'all just let them have a relationship first?
And
Like
I'm being honest. I know we on this podcast have our various issues with Becky, but she doesn't deserve the work that she has done. She does not deserve to have her legacy be called into
tied
question
to
every
him,
minute
right?
because of her boyfriend.
Yeah,
You
Exactly.
know what I
agree
mean?
with that. I agree
And
with that.
because she's a woman, it's always gonna happen. And people are gonna it's like they're gonna get amnesia all of a sudden and act like she didn't work this hard. She did not go out here and do this on her own. Like
And out here complaining on Twitter. She complained on Twitter too much to be
right.
told that Seth did this.
Exactly. If any, like, no, it's like she's the hot one. She's the one who worked this damn hard. She was not chosen. She made them choose her. She made them look at her differently. So it's kind of almost like the shit he clowning Dean for. Your girlfriend had to go through that. Your girlfriend could probably relate to Dean's position way more than
More.
yours.
Yeah.
Because you've been pushed since day one.
Right.
But even when Becky was
First
main eventing,
NXT champion. Seth Rollins was the very first NXT champion.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Becky
United States and heavyweight champion at the same
at the
time.
same time,
Tag team
Intercontinental
champion.
champion,
Tag champion,
tag
and
team
IC
champion
champion.
at the same time. So it's like
Turn heel before anybody else in the Shield. And it's
his
like,
his pay-per-view match with Baron would have died. Those random chants that they did in the middle of the match, there would have been a whole match if Becky hadn't been tied to it.
in my
She
opinion,
basically came out there and saved his fucking match.
too, it's like Roman has been paired with Drew. So how in the hell was that match? That match ended up being the one that got the most fucking reaction. I said nobody gives Roman freaking credit, man, and it's just freaking insane to me. He can, and it's like, and I know some of my mutuals are Seth Rollins fans. They know I defend him sometimes, like when he's defending WWE, because I'm a loyal WWE fan. I make no bones about that. Do I get on them sometimes? Yes, but they've been part of my damn life, so it's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch them no matter what. But it's like I defend him when it comes to that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna keep blowing smoke up his ass, because if he's supposed to be so-called best in the world and all that stuff, the things that y'all don't give other wrestlers passes for, I'm not gonna do it for him. I'm not.
It's
I,
just
I think with Seth has been like, he has been so privileged for so long that he really can sit here and tell himself that it's because he worked hard and that other people just didn't work as hard as him. You know what I mean? That's how he's. That's.
Oh God, and I try to leave Roman out on purpose, but it's so hard because it's like the shit they give Roman. Roman has to turn that from chicken shit to chicken salad every freaking time.
And Seth will just sit there, and if it flops, he'll send a scathing tweet to us.
Oh well,
and get mad at us as a fan and be like,
yes,
"You guys let me down."
exactly.
No, nobody
exactly.
cares.
He says he that's what he loves to do. And somebody took those two tweets about how Seth and Roman differ with treating crowd reactions, and people were like, "Well, to be fair, the crowd was just paying attention to the belt during like." How many times has Roman been out there and the crowd has been chanting for everything under the sun and not paying attention to his match? He's never got on Twitter to scold the crowd for how they acted because he knows what the job entails. It's like Seth expects everybody to kiss his ass.
Yes, and the thing with that is, see, another thing they don't give Roman credit for, he has the ability to turn a crowd based on his storytelling, his psychology in that damn ring.
Yes, Big Show.
He has done it multiple
Big Show did
times.
it. Was the number one match that I think about all the time. And nobody wanted no Big Show and Roman Reigns match, and that became the match of the night on
And
that
he made them
whatever
care.
that pay per view was.
His match at Stumble Grounds against Drew had that crowd on their feet, cheering, chanting his name. He does it all the freaking time. So don't tell me Big Fair wasn't because of Bell. No, that's your job as a freaking performer. You tell the psychology in that you have the psychology in that ring, the storytelling. You make them care. Seth Rollins doesn't have the ability to do that.
Roman, see, they get on Roman because they say, "Oh, he uses the same moves over and over."
Well, he make people care with them same moves.
It's the way he
does
uses
them.
his moves.
He knows when to use them.
Exactly, and Seth Rollins just be doing moves to the matches over.
If I see the Phoenix Splash one more time, where he just ends up just doing all this flipping to land on his feet and then roll through, bro, I'm tired of it. Stop doing that.
Man, when I saw that match where he had his whole, I saw the clips because I didn't watch Super Showdown, but I saw the clips where he was completely wrapped up but still wrestling 100 miles per hour.
Oh my God!
And I was like, no, stop this. Right?
Roman,
like
Roman was like that with Braun, and guess what he was doing? Wrestling with one freaking arm.
Yes.
Every time he tried to lift somebody up, he would take them back down and grab onto his ribs. Are you serious?
with Seth Rollins, every time I'm very aware that I am watching a fake fight.
Yeah, the
None of his
choreography.
matches, none of his matches ever feel real. That match that he had with Dean that was supposed to be so emotion filled, they are fucking doing headlocks in
Oh
chain
my god,
wrestling.
that was the worst.
I was like, excuse me,
This supposed to
excuse
be a
me.
brawl.
Like y'all supposed to hate each other. What's going on here? And like to me, it's like you're too much concerned with
How the crowd will react
Yeah,
and doing
it's
stuff
and
for the crowd to
it's
keep
not
them
it's
interested.
just I don't know what it's too much with like I don't know. It's misplaced athleticism. It's like you don't. It's somebody
yeah.
who obviously never actually really been in a real fight, and
I
somebody
yeah.
and you can't even say it's because he been wrestling like since he was a teenager. Because Daniel Bryan literally has been wrestling since he was a teenager, but Daniel Bryan will get you in the emotions of it, and
But Daniel Bryan also wrestles like he want to scrap. Like
Yeah.
right,
he wrestles with the like he gives me the impression that if he were in a bar fight, Daniel Bryan's gonna strategize on how to take you down so that
right,
he wins that fight. John Moxley wrestles like if he's in a bar fight, somebody's gonna die tonight, and it will not be him. That
right.
is how he wrestles. Roman fights like I'm not gonna go fight you, but if you want to take it there, we could take it there. Seth Rollins
Wrestles
looks
like
like
a
he's just
video game
like
player.
he's gonna like no, Seth Rollins looks like he's there and he wants all of his friends to fake hold him back so he could always say I almost beat that guy up, but he never actually scrapped. That's how Seth fights. Like he don't actually want to be there and don't actually want to get hit. But okay, cool. Like
And
I'm
it's like,
tired of it.
it's like I hold back so much when it comes to stuff because it's like I don't want to start a World War III on Twitter, but at the same time, it's like I
Start
can't
it,
help
burn it
because
down.
yeah,
Now
it's like I can't
build
help
it back. If
Build
every
it back.
It's like
please
I
build
can't.
it back.
It's like I can't help it because he's they try to make his fans try to make it seem he doesn't have flaws, but he does. He has plenty of them.
A lot of flaws.
Plenty of them.
He's not the guy.
Plenty of them.
He
Not
and he
the guy.
It's like
he is
Roman's not even the title picture. He ain't even the title picture, but has the most views. Him beating up Shane McMahon got 7.8 million views on YouTube.
yeah.
People like seeing Roman go in beast mode, and even when he ain't going, he can be in a regular match, 3 million.
Yeah.
Talking 1.2 million. Like, come on, man. I'm like, yo.
I think Jeff is
And
he's
he's
always
online.
been a management favorite. He learned how to play the backstage game and to kiss ass and to be what they want. And he just
I
It eased my mind too when Ricky the Dragon said this about the 4 moves thing. He was like, hell, he said, I have 4 moves. It's just you gotta know when to use them. So whenever somebody say he only has 4 moves, or when Roman only has 4 moves, or if any wrestler only has 4 moves, it don't bother me because you do
it's
it.
their
You
moveset.
pull,
but
you
I
pull. It's that
remember
move set. It's supposed to fit that character, and you pull them out to get a reaction. Like when has Roman ever dived over the top rope against one person?
but like here's the thing. I even with the 4 moves thing, as a kid, you could paint Stone Cold Steve Austin by the numbers, bro. It was gonna become, I don't know, a few hits, then it was gonna be stunner, him running in the face after the match is over. Like it was paint by the numbers, but we loved it. I loved it every week.
Because
You know what I
back
mean?
then people didn't care about that like they do now.
But I feel like even with the 4 moves thing, I understand the frustration of it because with John Cena, it was really hard when people were having these really creative matches and then he was having these very dry paint by the numbers matches.
But
You know what I mean?
you gotta but see, John Cena had a character that people cared about, whether they loved him or hated him. So he didn't have to go and do all that flippity doo dah.
Yeah, he didn't have to do
So
that.
why would you do that? Sometimes less is more.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think the culture has brought us back to that. But I remember when, because mind you, I started watching wrestling again around the same time you did, Tonya. Like it was like 20. I was like in college. It was like 2013 ish, 2012 or whatever, or no, 2011 probably. But I think I started watching right after Summer Punk, so I didn't even care about CM Punk like that. But I remember at that time it was frustrating because CM Punk was doing all this interesting and different stuff, and we kept seeing him being pushed aside for John Cena. And so I know why that energy was there. But then I feel like it went left, and now we've got these guys doing triple front flips on a regular Monday Night Raw to the point that now the pay-per-views don't make any sense. And then now we're like coming back, and we're being like, please just slow it down.
Can we get on that? Y'all were conned by CM Punk. I've always found him entertaining, but y'all got to go back and watch. First of all, his execution is sloppy as shit.
Yep.
No, my favorite match with CM Punk was him against Brock Lesnar, and I feel like that match is underrated. And I will not pretend that I didn't get it.
Okay,
I really did like CM Punk.
Now listen,
at the time,
I'm just saying, CM Punk conned a lot of people, calling himself the voice of the voiceless.
Yeah, he did.
Yes,
you did.
That never made sense. The fans always have a voice. They always have a choice.
Really?
He can't. Yes. You can turn that shit off if you don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I guess that voice.
And then WWE is a business. CM Punk,
he know that.
With his attitude, they could not trust that man to go out there and represent the company in the same way that they could trust John Cena. So,
no.
So of course they're going to pick. They're a corporation. So if you want to be a dick and be surly and be an asshole, you go out there and you represent yourself. But when you represent WWE, you can't do that.
And he got mad at The Rock, and Rock let him know exactly what it was.
Right.
I don't remember. What did Rock do?
CM Punk, he basically told him to get a clue. You look. Basically, you look regular, you look dusty, you ain't nothing but a whiner and a complainer, and that's the truth.
And drop the I'm more of a draw than you ever will be, and he told no lies.
Damn, he told him that. I don't remember this. I need to go back and watch.
But here's my thing: he was not doing nothing that different.
He wasn't.
CM Punk did the same the same sloppy ass knees, the same sloppy ass bulldog, the same fucked up ass elbow.
I will say
he just had to gift the gab.
I will say though, CM Punk sells better than sells. At least he does that better than sells.
Yeah, because CM Punk he's more charismatic. Mm-hmm. He got people with speaking.
Yeah,
right. He really even had me slightly almost gassed for him for his UFC debut. I almost felt for him. Almost. I just. Here's how I wanted him to.
I knew he was gonna get his butt kicked. I knew.
No, I definitely was like pro wrestling. I was of two minds, right? I was like, pro wrestling has spoiled me into like Cinderella stories. So the part of me that like wants him to like have that moment, right? Because it'd be really cool if he did. But when I was watching Mickey Gall's training videos, and Mickey Gall was like, he said specifically, like every 7 years your body regenerates. He said, I have been doing this since I was a child. My body is built for this, literally. Because you know what I mean? Like I've been doing this for more than 7 years. And I'm just sitting there like, oh no, this kid's trying to make a moment for himself. See him about to die. And that's what happened.
Here's my thing about the whole CM Punk UFC thing. It wasn't fair.
Nah, that's a Punk, no.
It wasn't that he got to come into UFC and get all this attention, but off of a name he made elsewhere. And he did not have to work his way up to it. I didn't think that was fair. And I thought it was a little bit hypocritical considering how much he whined about other people getting stuff that he thought he deserved to get.
Yes.
Like they pushed the fuck out of him. They did. When he first came, listen, I heard a story from what's that wrestler's name? Oh, I forget his name. Rene Dupree.
Uh-huh.
He said when ECW in WWE was a thing, Paul Heyman was booking the show. Paul Heyman would have people carry signs, and they would cater the show to make it seem like CM Punk had more fans than he actually had.
Oh,
For real? I didn't know
really?
that.
Yes, baby. See,
Oh, Heyman is so smart.
yes. So understand that all this buzz that he had, people think is organic. Nothing in wrestling is organic, it's all manufactured. That's why it
Thank you.
irritates me when people say, oh, they got over organically. No, they did not. Even if they themselves had an idea and the fans liked it, it was orchestrated by somebody. Somebody orchestrated. You could say they got over when management didn't want them to, but everything is a work. They are not in there fighting for real. They are not in there shooting. Everything they say has to be approved, or they would be taken off TV, or they will be fired. Nobody gets so. This idea that, oh, the fans chose him and management chose him. Shut the fuck up.
I
That's
said
why I say
when people
CM
said
Punk is a con artist and he con all these people. And people are still buying the fucking Kool-Aid, even when he tells y'all to fuck off, leave me alone. You still got people defending him. Well,
Yeah,
that's like, no, baby. He just got what he needed out of you. Now he no longer needs anything from you, so you can fuck off. That's
yeah,
how he feels.
and I tell that too when people say Becky got over. I'm like, no, she got over with the help of Charlotte, turning on Charlotte, helped her
No,
out immensely.
exactly. Becky did not get over organically.
She did not
They
get over
might have tried to,
organically
and they only resisted it for like 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
and then they were like, well, fuck it, we'll just go with it.
Yeah.
But Becky kept manipulating the fans because, and that's not a bad thing. We're watching manipulation every week. So
Yeah.
when I
yeah,
say that, it's not to
It's
say
not to shade her.
it's not to say they're doing something bad. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Becky
Yeah.
manipulated all the fans to think, oh, and they still think now.
Yeah.
Even if she getting booked like a badass and whooping people's ass and winning all her matches, her fans still think at any moment it could be snatched away from her because they've been successfully manipulated into fitting that way, just like CM Punk successfully manipulated his fans to where
Yeah.
5 years later they still can't fucking let go.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
And I will always, like, people cannot, I've argued people down about this. When he gave his first podcast and he saw the reaction his first podcast got, he went back, and that's when he did that make Roman Reigns look strong again bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, the match he was talking about where he beat them all 3-on-1, that match did not make look. Roman was the reason they lost. Roman was the dumbass who missed the spear and hurt his eye and then speared Dean.
Yeah.
So how the fuck did that match make him look strong? Nobody stopped and thought about that. They just took his fucking word for it because he's so authentic and he tells the truth. He had us logical thinking folks believing that he had MRSA in his fucking back for months and all they did was give him Z-Packs. We believed that shit until it came out in court that no, it was just an abscess, a regular abscess, which he could have been and got lanced months ago.
Really? It was just an
Yeah,
abscess?
it was just an abscess on it. Wasn't even that major. But you know, an abscess is gonna have a lot of pus. It's gonna stink a lot. But he kept taking them Z packs and going out there because he still wanted. He still like. He even admitted he should have left in 2011. He was frustrated and bitter in 2011, but
So he
he
the one who decided to stick
but he
around.
resigned. And because of the money, because the main thing he talked about was the money. So you no longer had passion. You no longer wanted to be there, but them checks was good. So take your check and do what you supposed to do.
See,
That's what John
I
did. Stacked up his money till he got enough money to where he didn't have to depend on WWE and bounce.
This man, like the doctor that sued him, they gave him a cease and desist, and they said if you take this podcast down, that will be the end of it. This motherfucker went to his best friend, who was the Colt Cabana, and told him, "Bruh, I got your bag. If they sue us, I'll pay for all of it." But then, when it was time for litigation, Colt Cabana was like, they're trying to put it all on him, saying it was his show. Even though Colt, if you listen to the podcast, it was several times where Colt was like, "I don't think you should say this, and be careful here." And Poe was like, "No, I'm not gonna." So
yeah, yeah,
he got his
yes.
friend sued, tried to put the blame on him, and now he is suing his friend.
Yeah.
This is the person. Like this is the character of this person. The man who was fucking AJ Lee for a year on the road and then going home to lead him.
Oh no.
Oh yes, baby.
I never understood the timeline of their relationship. Oh no. I'm just,
So it's the whole thing is, and it's not to say because I don't know what Roman doing, but that's the whole point. I don't know, and he don't put himself out there as a fucking martyr or
exactly
the voice of the voiceless or
Yeah.
oh, I'm so downtrodden and I'm standing up for the whole locker room when I'm really just standing up for myself, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, people know what Roman stands, so he ain't gotta do all that.
Right. It's like to me it's a lot of people believing in things that they shouldn't, and people putting these wrestlers on a pedestal when they are just human beings like you. I have the utmost respect for them because they doing shit. They putting their bodies on the line. But I know that
I read GQ.
I don't act like they shit don't stink.
Yeah, in Rome, I read GQ magazine of Roman's diet
Oh
while he's
yes,
still
babe.
taking the pill and wrestling, and he doing so much. It's so much he got to
He
keep
still
up
gets sick
with.
to his stomach and doesn't have an appetite now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and still wrestling and doing all this, and it's like, how can y'all not want this person to be the one to represent WWE? How?
Well, I don't anymore. I want him
Yeah.
because I think they use and abuse him. They fucked him up first of all by being stubborn, trying to make him somebody he wasn't,
Yeah.
and did not ride the natural wave that
When
was
he was facing
happening.
Batista at the Royal Rumble the year before.
That and then when they were turning on him, they could have easily made him a heel.
Yeah, and just rectified that, but they tried to stick with their guns.
Exactly.
And you said he still, and even though he ain't a heel, he still has a reason to turn. He still has a reason to turn. That's the crazy thing. Tonya said he still got a.
He got a perfect girl.
Turn.
Listen, if and ever it ever happens, I'm gonna be so happy if he just like him and Seth celebrating in the ring or something, and Seth turn his back and Roman just start beating the shit. I would be like, yes, get him, beat him to a pulp.
I feel like he don't even gotta do that
to freedom.
I feel like he ain't even gotta do that.
I feel like he's too good for that. I feel like Roman's too good for that company. They need more Seth Rollins. They need more backstabbers. They need more ass kisses. They need
more people who are gonna be selfish.
They need more selfish people. They need more people who
the reality
are going to put the blame on other folks.
Seth, the reality is there are people. Seth Rollins can be controlled, and I think that's the difference between people like Dean Ambrose. It's going to take me forever to call this man John Moxley, but for real, he cannot be controlled. He's just not going to be that person. And I think these play a part because even with Roman, I think Roman will play along, but I don't think that he'll necessarily can be controlled. You know what I mean? And Seth Rollins, I feel like you just got to tell him, you're so great, you're such a star, and he will just kind of do whatever you want him to do. You know what I mean? Like
I know.
Seems controllable. So
it's evident because they wanted more. They wanted Roman's daughter heavily involved with his storyline with Bray. He
Yeah.
said, "Eh-eh."
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm sure they've wanted him. He's a good looking guy. I am sure they have wanted to put him in some kind of fake relationship or tease that shit. And he probably was like, nope. Seth Rollins in a relationship with the most over woman in the company. Sure, let's exploit it. Like,
Yeah.
and Becky even like
He was so hyped for that tweet to
they
post
would
that shit on Instagram.
they posted something about Becky and Seth, and Becky was like, "Okay, y'all can cut this shit out." Like, I can easily see her being like, "You know what?
Like, you're not gonna make my legacy about him. Like, she
Right?
worked too hard.
She
Like
had
her a lover or a hater, she worked too hard for them to make her whole legacy
about
about
him.
her boyfriend.
I don't like it. It doesn't. It's not a natural flow.
And
Yeah, I
people
can
and
see
people
if they
get
look
mad.
it up,
And
but
people get mad when we out here saying it's forced because it is.
it is forced.
We're not saying it just to bash them. It is.
And they seem They
He said
seem
they
do
like
not
Miz
even
and
seem
Maurice.
like boyfriend
Men,
and girlfriend
and
on camera.
then they do what about is well Miz and Maurice. I said first of all they ain't doing it to this degree. Then they have their own show. They're married. The chemistry is
But they've
there
been in a relationship for years.
for years.
And for years before we even found out, I think. I don't even
Yeah,
know when
we
we
didn't
found
even.
out they
A
were
lot of people
together.
didn't. A lot of people didn't
They
even
hid
know.
their relationship for
I
two
did. I
years.
didn't even know until Maurice kissed Miz. I was like, oh, so they were together.
That's
They hid their
exactly
relationship.
it.
They did a good job behind it because I
But
kind of
bro, we
knew
didn't know about Jimmy Uso and Naomi
we did
until
not.
like
Until
We did
Total
not
Divas came out.
until totally.
till Total
I just
Divas
remember
came
seeing a
out.
picture of them on Tumblr and was like, "Oh snap!" And then Total Divas came out like like a month or two after. Like it was very not known. You know what I'm
And
saying? There's
then
a ton of couples in there.
she was with the Usos for a little hot minute as a
For like
valet.
a decade though.
But like it's they just got together in February though. You see what I'm saying? This is a new relationship. It's married couples that they aren't
They're
pimping out like
ignoring Charlotte and Andrade, but we won't get into that.
Well, they don't. The thing is, Charlotte and Andrade don't need that type of attention anyway. If we be
Because
100,
they're
if we
hotter
be one
couple.
hundred,
I love
they
them
don't need.
more.
that.
I
But
mean, but at the
listen,
same time, they don't need that to get people to pay attention to them, and that's facts. They don't, especially Charlotte.
But they're the hotter
I
couple. I love them.
I feel like Charlotte will kind of be like, I don't want to be paired with a man because
Yeah.
they're already
She's already her dad's
yeah,
child.
she's
Exactly,
already Ric Flair's daughter, to a lot
exactly.
of people. She don't need another man discrediting her what she's doing. So I just feel I don't think it's them necessarily. I definitely don't think it's Becky. I think Becky being a good company because she's been rewarded, in such a way that she might feel like she in a position where okay, I'll go along with this for now, but it does not seem like this is something that she wants. She and like she been and while he been going off on Twitter, she been quiet. She
Yeah.
usually be causing something. I would rather Becky calls the type of ruckus with her tweets than the ruckus he caused because it's against the exact type of wrestler. I would prefer Seth. I would have preferred Cody Rhodes coming at Seth because you can say what you want about Cody Rhodes wrestling. Cody Rhodes got Seth Rollins beat as a character, come top to bottom as a character, at getting the crowd emotionally invested. Will stomp him into the ground. He took getting his nose broken by Rey Mysterio and had that shit last for almost a goddamn year
Oh, with
in
the mask and
character
everything.
development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would have rather it been a wrestler like that as opposed to just another dude that flips whose matches I won't remember next week.
I have yet to remember a Seth match. The only match I remember Seth is when he was facing Roman that May match, and it was on TV. That was one of his best matches to me.
I remember his the triple threat with John Cena and Brock Lesnar at the
Hmm.
Royal Rumble that year.
But in that after that one, I can't. It's not a match
It's a
that makes
lot
me
of
go back.
this. It's a lot of the
Yeah,
same, the same.
he buckles his knee, but doesn't sell it. Still goes up
Bruh,
top
I'm
rope, jump off stuff. It's like, dude, your selling is whack. And people get mad when I say it is whack.
We were asked, do they think they would ever put Charlotte and Andrade? I don't think. I
I
don't
don't
think
think so.
Charlotte would agree to it.
Yeah, she probably would, but it won't last long because she would get tired of it very quickly. She would want to do her own thing.
Now I feel like Charlotte, she's kind of selfish in that she always wants to be involved in the title picture. And I
Yeah.
don't
yeah.
see how pairing her with a man unless she's gonna be like, is there some mixed tag team championships we can go after?
Yeah.
Because
Valid.
that's her pursuit.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would. I don't think they like. I don't think they. I think there should be a good story there. I don't think it's a good enough story to push any couple. Like Sarah Logan has a husband. I don't think they should just put her with her husband because they married. Nikki Cross is married to Killian Dane. I don't think they should just be put in a relationship angle just because they're married. I think it should make sense. How long do I think Becky and Seth will last?
I
Oh,
don't know. I ain't
Ooh,
even gonna
it
try
it
to.
depends
has
on
I ain't
how.
even gonna try to
It
predict.
depends on when she started checking his text messages. To be honest,
now, and let me be real honest with y'all.
Seth is a cheat.
I knew. So after Seth and his first fiance, the one he was with for like a million years, when they fell out, and he was with that Zahara girl, I knew they were gonna break up when Seth broke his knee or like messed up his knee and was home. I was like, because he got caught cheating, then he was sticking by his guns because at this point you gotta save face, right? So he stuck by his guns. I said, but when he's home and has to actually be around her all day, he's gonna realize that this isn't gonna work. Sure enough, they broke up really quietly, quickly after. Then he got with that next girl, who again looks like a replica of the very first girl he left, and he needs to think about that. But he gets with her, and sure enough, when I see this boy is buying this girl a ugly store to sell clothes, and that store wasn't making any money, I said, this is not gonna last. And sure enough, it's an amicable press release from him from this girl about them breaking up, and now he's with Becky. I feel like as soon as there is some time that he has to be around her for real, not when you're seeing each other and you're rushing, going to work, going back here and there and this, that, third. When he actually has to be around her, it's gonna be a different story. I don't think he's gonna. He seems to show his energy, his actions have seemed to show that every single time he has time with someone, it's a breakup.
Somebody said, "Do y'all think Vince is pushing this relationship for a TV wedding just for ratings?" I
I
think
honestly
he's
don't know.
pushing it.
I
Oh
wouldn't put it past
no!
them, but I
Like
honestly don't
I
know.
never thought about that, but I
Me
don't.
neither.
I don't
We
think
need
Becky
a good
would
wedding.
allow that. I hope she wouldn't.
I don't think she
I don't
would.
think no. Okay, if we're talking about real life, I don't think Becky would. If we're talking about for the show and for like just the show, I can totally see that happening, and I think we're overdue for a good wedding with some drama. I love a good WWE wedding.
I like a fake one. I don't like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I want people to say no. I want tombstones. I want someone drugged. Stephanie Triple H's was my favorite wedding of all time. WWE, I loved it.
I
I
just
mean,
think
I hated it at the time. I was like crying. I remember I was like 8. I was crying when Stephanie got drunk and got married to Triple H. I hated him so much.
yeah, I hated him too.
It was such a good wedding.
But hey, see, I don't know. Triple H cheated on China to get with Stephanie,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
but see, he stayed with Stephanie, so maybe there's hope for Seth. But Seth is like when he was with that Zahara girl, some girls came out with text messages, some freaky text messages and pictures.
Ooh,
That
room
he had been
605.
sending them. Yeah, so
Those messages were embarrassing.
I think he's I think it's a bit different. I just don't like I don't know what the point is of pushing this relationship so hard, especially when they this is a brand spanking new relationship.
Yeah,
Like
it just doesn't make
I just
sense.
don't understand. They could have built it up organically on TV.
Yeah,
It was just 1 week we didn't know nothing about this, and the next week they showing pictures of them kissing backstage and shit, and it's like, okay, cool, they're
it
together.
is so bizarre. It's just really bizarre. I completely agree.
I
It's just like why?
why I don't and like I feel like if a woman is standing on her own, let her stand on her own, and I just think
Exactly, because you know what? That was under it all. I did not like that AJ Lee, the Bellas, all of them. The only person who I don't think got chanted at too much when it came to who they were with as wrestlers was really Natalia. I
oh
think she was
oh
one of the only women.
you must didn't you didn't catch that match. She was in
Oh no, right? Yes,
after WrestleMania.
Naomi, all of them.
It
Yes,
was
Naomi, all of them got
it
it.
was you suck
Everyone.
Uso, you suck Punk, you suck Cena, you suck Tyler. Now I will give it. Most of the time, it's Natty's husband that got it. He
Yeah.
he did, but she in that one when she was in that match, they got her too.
See, that's the thing. It's like I just don't appreciate my personal like getting tired of Becky feelings with notwithstanding. Like I just don't think that Becky deserves that to have her legacy be called into question with like her boyfriend. Now it's gonna be like how long were they together? Did he influence her WrestleMania main event? Like it's just it's real fake. It's real fake, and I don't
I
like
just
that the
don't
women have to
understand.
be
I
tied
don't
to a man in
understand
that way.
how like nobody gave a shit about what was going on with him leading to WrestleMania. It was like inevitable, like Seth Rollins with most of like it usually is. There was like no anticipation. It was just
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
no.
I don't feel a
I just don't
desire to see
understand
anything
people.
that he's going
It's
through.
got it's to me. It's just obviously rooted in sexism. If you question what Becky has now that you know she's with Seth Rollins, if
Yes.
anything, you should be questioning Seth what Seth had. Oh, they found like she's with Becky. Vince might be like, oh my man,
Mm-hmm.
let me give you a push because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He looks better for being with her than the reverse. I just don't. It's
Yeah.
got to be sexism. Why is Lacey getting a third time? Like, listen, I don't understand
Oh
Lacey.
my gosh. Yes.
I don't understand Lacey getting the first one. She should have been built up. They should let her cook. There are so many other women that they could have went this route with, and they didn't.
At all.
I
Yeah. And
mean,
Lacey is just. I think.
it's taking all the excitement that we could have had for a Becky title reign away.
I think, and my problem with it is that it's another time where a mediocre girl is allowed to make mistakes. I feel like they're so willing to overlook her very many obvious mistakes, and yet, like, let Naomi do anything like that, and it's a problem. Let Sasha Banks, despite her being literally the best female wrestler in the world, do anything. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that she's just the best for me because her best match, everybody's best matches with her. But let Sasha make a mistake. It's a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anybody else makes a mistake and it's a problem and they need to be fired and everything. But like once they're blonde, we just need to let them grow and their character is a thing. Like I really can't stand that. I really can't stand that.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, that match between Nick. Listen, I've never been that into Nikki Cross. I don't like her matches. Don't give me that ooh la la sensation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So it was bad for me. I didn't, and I also don't like how it's like Alexa must be a witch because she's always hypnotizing these girls into doing her dirty work,
I
and
don't
they
understand
never
it.
show their work. They never do. They just say, "Oh, she's a goddess," and who wouldn't want to be friends with Alexa? I'm like, bitch, history. Like
Mhm.
Nikki Cross
Say
looking stupid.
history.
Like Nikki Cross looking stupid as a motherfucker because we all know where this is headed.
Exactly.
Like it's a big ass sign. You getting fucked, girl.
Yeah,
The
I
only
was
thing
like,
that
I
would
don't
make
know why they decided to go that route with Nikki Cross,
It
who is
would
a
make
new up and
sense.
who is a new up and coming talent. It's like you do that with people that's been there and you don't have no direction for. You're doing that with a new up and coming talent in Nikki Cross.
And Liv Morgan is better than the two blondes that are getting all this attention.
yes.
Like why
Yes.
Becky couldn't have a title feud with Sonya Deville.
Right. Well, I already told y'all that because Sonya Deville does not cater to men, and that is
They
just
got
that's
her
gonna be her ceiling. That's
right. They
gonna
have
be
to
her ceiling.
pair her with the woman who caters to me,
God
and
forbid she stands on
let
her
her
own.
cater to that woman. Like finally, Mandy repaid the favor this week and helped Sonya Deville win, but still, it's after almost a year straight of Sonya being Mandy's lapdog,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and now
Despite being better out of the two of them.
it's like they teasing a lesbian storyline, and some people are excited for some representation, but like this is
No.
WWE, and there are still sexist white men writing it. So just
I
tread.
think I think if the story goes to Sonya being the good guy because Mandy took advantage of her and her kindness and the crush, then it's like this is good because now it's like there's a real reason for them to fight. Sonya took advantage for herself and now she's standing up for herself, and you should never let anybody make you feel bad. Like I can see the positive of that storyline. If it's just like some weird fetishy storyline, then it's like I don't want it. You can keep that. I don't want that, you know?
Yeah, and I hated how they got Ember Moon and Sonya Deville, and they literally wrestled for like 2 minutes.
I know. What is wrong? Why won't they let Ember Moon wrestle?
I don't
We
know.
just, if nothing else, Ember Moon was getting over for her wrestling. She was getting people's attention because we all like to see her kick these girls because she kicks people like she has a problem with them. And I love it. Like,
Right,
she hits
Ember
so
Moon is
hard.
a perfect example of a wrestler who does a lot of flippy shit, and she pulled out a lot of different moves, but her matches feel like fights.
Yes.
It's
Who?
not
I
just
def
moves to be doing moves.
Who?
Ember
Ember
Moon,
Moon.
Oh yeah, I love her
she's
finisher
better than
so much.
she better than most of them dudes with the flippy stuff.
Yes.
Her finisher look like it will break your jaw. Like it really does. Do
Right.
it wrong, your jaw is broken into like three
Well, it
places.
doesn't. It actually is. It's one of the most difficult moves. Like I remember listening to an interview her talking about learning that move and how it took her like a year to learn it. It was a lot of work to like figure out how to turn your body that way safely and all that. Like it is a legitimately dangerous move. She can just do it really well. So it's like, I just Ember. I feel like even with Ember and Naomi, we've been teased with them so many times, and they've clearly showed that they want to do this. And it's like I just feel like there's so many opportunities, there's so much talent, and it's hard for me to watch the show because they really and truly suck my joy away
Right.
with just pushing the same people over and over again, and then just kind of really making it like the people that I enjoy basically aren't on TV, and so it's not much for me to do. I don't know what to do. Like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and watch a bunch of people I'm not interested in. Nikki
Yeah.
Cross is cute, but I don't get it. I want to see Ember. Where's Alicia Fox? Like, I'm tired of it.
Alicia then found her another white man, and she's out
A
of there.
different white man?
Yep.
What happened to the other white man?
I don't know, but it's a new one.
Wow.
Homegirl says she like him. She like him skinny and white. Goddamn.
Oh no. But she is very narrow herself.
She is. But it's that's the thing. I watch I watch matches and that some people think is bad. because they entertain me for some reason. So it's not all about the moves and things of that nature.
I don't not at all.
But
Yeah,
I don't get excited for much of anything in WWE anymore. Not even Roman.
I like the beatdown, but okay.
Yeah, that I was thinking. I was like, oh yeah, they let him get a beat down, but like they just gonna take that away again. So, what do y'all think about the Undertaker coming to save him? Like some people were confused, and I'm like, what you confused about? Like, how could you not understand why the Undertaker would come and protect the guy he passed the yard to?
Who's clearly being unfairly beaten up and taken advantage of.
And Shane had just he dropped the hint at the pay-per-view where he said, "This is my yard," and Undertaker was like, "Bitch, you thought." And then I just know it's gonna be some people that's gonna be like, "Well, they using the Undertaker to help Roman." Like, no, they're using Roman to wrestle for the Undertaker because they heard y'all asses complaining, talking about Undertaker needs to retire. So they
Who
said,
does?
he does. But okay, if he's going to have a match, it's going to be with somebody who to help him wrestle. So he could just come in there and hit his little spots and go home.
My whole
But
thing with
see, the
this,
whole thing about it is you can want the Undertaker to retire, but the video that he came and saved Roman has so many more views over the next one. So you can say you want him to retire, but are you telling the truth?
hell no. My whole thing with that is like, it amazes me. You got these journalists out here that act like they know what they're talking about. You got these journalists out here that say, "Oh, stories didn't matter. Oh, further the storyline. Oh, storyline continuation and all this." That's exactly what happening here. Unless you just want your
Yeah.
unless you want your hand to be held every time there's a segment or a story that's being played
Oh my
out,
gosh.
or you don't
Preach.
want either that you don't want to understand what they're doing
Because it's
because
not a
that's
white
not
indie favorite.
because that's not the narrative, or because that doesn't give you your likes or the attention that you seek every damn day you complain on Twitter.
Or, and I'm just gonna interject, or because they wrote their own plot line in their head and are mad that the WWE isn't following up with them about it.
And
You
the
know what I'm
thing is,
saying?
I fantasy book all
We
the
all
damn
do.
time. I put it on I put it on Twitter all the damn time. But the difference is, I don't expect WWE to look at it. I do it because it's fun, and sometimes I surprise myself by thinking, "Holy shit, I came up with that!" Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like I don't tweet stuff or say stuff about what I come up with, hoping that WWE saw it and put it on TV. It's not that simple. So it's like, why put yourself through that? And it's like, it kills me because I was cool with it, because before the feud, I thought they're so similar in move sets, and they're kind of similar as far as character. But the only thing is, Taker doesn't have a high moral code like Roman does.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. But it would be cool. I said before they even went against you, I said it'd be cool for them to just tag team and just fucking just go
I think it
crazy on the
might
damn
be
roster.
leading to Roman facing the Undertaker at SummerSlam.
I don't know why,
I
because
here's
it's gonna
Because you
be
know what? I
crap
think
like it was the last time.
The Undertaker's a very prideful dude, and I think he always wants to go. If he is not satisfied with a match, he always wants to go back and redo it. This is now. I'm not saying this is what they will do, because it might still be leading towards Roman and Shane,
Uh huh.
but I think there's a possibility that we get that match
But
because
the
the
thing is,
Undertaker
what
wants to
story?
get better.
But my question, and hopefully, Tanya, you can help me understand or make it exciting. But like, what story could they tell the second
The
time?
Undertaker don't think Roman. He had to come save his ass. The Undertaker don't think Roman tending to the yard properly.
Oh, okay. And Roman like
Or
to
that
prove
under this,
motherfucker. And Roman like to prove
or
people wrong, so he
Roman
don't
like,
like
nigga,
nobody.
I had cancer.
Nigga, I had cancer.
Shit. What the fuck you mean?
I beat Drew's ass 3 times. Like, what?
Doing the best I can here.
I know. Yeah,
You
get
weren't
Roman.
always on top of your shit either.
Yeah, yeah. You let Brock take it from you. You ain't been the same
I
since.
wouldn't mind it because I know that the respect that Roman has for the Undertaker and how close their family is, and because Undertaker always want to go back and have a better match if he didn't like, and I don't think he was satisfied with that match.
None of us was.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind it as long as they don't try another reverse tombstone.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm Gucci.
yeah, yeah. Because
yeah, because
it was
that
fine.
just
Because the match was
it
fine
was
before that. That's when
yeah, and then
everything
it
fell
just got
down.
real uncomfortable.
That's when everything went downhill. Was that reverse tombstone?
It's like
Yeah, I think I I don't understand the vitriol at the company in terms of being predictable. And this is where I agree with Seth Rollins. I feel like at a certain point, they're they're putting in work and they're doing so much more. Literally, no other pro wrestling company on the planet has the demand and schedule that WWE has. So none of them can really talk about who has a better, product or whatever, and unless they're competing on that same level. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just one of those things where it's like they really do cater to a fragmented audience that no one else has to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'm not watching 205 Live and stuff like that, but there are people who are diehards who love it. I love the romance stories and the like more of the, you my friend and you betrayed me, more soap opera storylines. Those are what interest me. That excuse me, now that I think about it, there's like nothing really going on here right now that's like about that. So that's why I'm kind of like indifferent.
right.
However, there are people who love a good old fashioned I want to be the best, competition based wrestling storyline. So they're loving the product. And it's just after a while, it's like I just feel like it gets exhausting to watch so many people hate the product for not doing what they wanted to do in their head. I can't. It doesn't feel like it's exhausting.
It's a narrative that's like going around, but at the same time, if you watch on YouTube, the segments that is like pure entertainment get the most views more than the freaking matches. So it's like, and I've always said, I said sometimes predictability is not a bad thing at all,
I don't know how an
unless it
AEW
makes sense.
fan and AEW fans, yeah, we finna get on. They got a show tonight, but I don't know how
They
AEW
got a show tonight.
can get on quote unquote sports entertainment when Cody Rhodes is a fucking sports entertainer.
Exactly.
That's what he is. They all their little clips on their being the elite is sports entertainment. They have white boy frat humor. So I don't know how you gonna get on WWE for doing humor as well. Also, I read an article somewhere where somebody, I forgot who it was, but he said AEW hasn't been around long enough to be considered the number 2 wrestling promotion. They haven't earned that yet. They have to earn that. And I cannot wait till they get this weekly show. Because I am going to watch WWE like a fan. And I am going to critique the fuck out of their at least for the first 6 months. Because they deserve it. I'm not gonna go either. Oh, guys, no, fuck that. You came out swinging. That's another reason why I didn't have a problem with Seth going at these other people, because if you say you want a war, like Kenny Omega complaining about that there's an Evolve show, but this show is for charity. Shut the fuck up. So you using this charity to virtue signal. Is that right, sir? Just like you use your bisexuality for a gimmick. Is that right, sir? It's getting you sick to your stomach. You competing.
And not
it's
only
no
that,
fight. It's no fighting fair.
And not only that, y'all, he said it's for charity. I said these fans don't give a shit about no damn charity.
No.
I didn't hear about the charity part until he was complaining and crying about it.
Right, exactly. But you're not supposed to. Real G's move in silence. Like, do that. You cannot say that you are competition and that they are scared of you. And then when they make moves like you're a
What?
competitor, go and whine. You might as well throw in the towel now. Do you know who you are against? You are against the man who got rid of all the territories because they refused to do what he was doing. You are dealing with the guy who put WCW out of business. Like, like I don't know if you thought it was going to be all unicorns and rainbows, but it's not. It's going to be down and dirty. So if you stick to your stomach now, bitch, throw up.
And the thing is, D-Lo, and the thing goes, and what's crazy is it's like I tell AEW fans all this. WWE does this. I said, first of all, before y'all had y'all pay-per-view, before before y'all did anything, their wrestlers came out taking shots at WWE, at Triple H. So Triple H and WWE let y'all take y'all shots. Let y'all keep talking. Let y'all keep throwing these shots in y'all segments, in y'all one segment that y'all had in y'all first pay-per-view. So when they
Yeah.
decide to get y'all back, and don't think, see, unlike AWE or AEW or all, whatever y'all want to call them, the things WWE will do to take shots at y'all will be strategic.
Yeah.
So you think Triple H, you want Triple H to come out and take shots at y'all right away? His thought was, no, I'm gonna do it at the Hall of Fame, where I'm on
And not even
TV,
that.
where there's millions of people in attendance,
The crowd
or
brought it up.
not only that, or WWE's thinking, you know what? We're gonna stream what's that show they was gonna stream during
Evolve's
that
10-year anniversary.
Evolve. And then not only that, I am going to drop the news that Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman will be ahead of will
Yeah.
be
What do y'all
will
think of
be
that?
will be that way nobody ain't talking about y'all. Well,
See, that's the
I
thing. And there's nothing they can really do about it because
there's
WWE is
nothing
just in
they
a
can do
position to
about
make
it.
power moves that they're just not.
They ain't gonna
Um,
talk.
I asked for those two joining. I'm kind of indifferent, right? Like, and my indifference is because of lack of knowledge. I don't understand what they're supposed to do. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. Um, okay, like apparently, like when Road Dogg took over SmackDown or whatever it is that he was doing, I don't know how that affected the show. I don't really like. I can't tell who produced what match and stuff. So like, I have none of those backgrounds. So it's hard for me to say how this is going to positively or negatively impact the show. So I don't have an opinion.
Well,
It
my
sounds
thought,
it sounds interesting.
my thought is I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. I think Paul and Eric are at the age where if they felt like they were going to be micromanaged and Vince was not going to let them do their thing with the rosters as far as the male go, because I know Tonya, I understand I understand your opinions on how they treat the women as far as their booking and stuff, but
They
I
both
feel like
sexist.
yeah, I feel like they're at an age where if they felt like Vince was still gonna micromanage them and not let them do their thing with the rosters to make it interesting, like we all want, and I'm sure Vince, even though his attention will be on XFL, I'm pretty sure he still wants his shows to be successful. So I feel like if they felt like it wasn't gonna be that, they wouldn't have signed on again with him because it's been an on and off thing with them. So I'm looking forward to see how the shows will pan out. Probably stuff won't kick into high gear until
WrestleMania
SmackDown
season.
goes to Fox in
Oh, okay,
October.
fair.
So and on top of that, I'm down with anything to make the both shows successful and to maximize the talent's potential, if that makes sense. So it's like whatever makes the show successful and the wrestler successful, then it's fine with me. So it's like I'm gonna wait and see because at the end of the day, I don't know about Eric. I'm pretty sure he has a business mind, so that's probably why he's on SmackDown to deal with Fox. But I know Paul is very creative himself, and I know he always had plenty of ideas of what he wanted to do with whatever talent he's able to play with. So it's like I'm just gonna sit back and wait and see how it goes, and then I'll just judge it from there.
How are you feeling? I know you have opinions,
I
Tonya.
mean,
Of course it does.
they're both older white men,
Yeah,
and they both have like
success and failure.
yeah, they both have success and failure, and it's just to me it would have been like if they had brought in somebody who's going to care about things like diversity or reaching a different type of fan. I think there's the I think a big issue with WWE is still catering to white male fans 18 to 39.
Yeah.
I think that they still try to do that. They still try to cling on to them when the 40% of their fans now are female. And I don't know if Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff realize that yet.
Yeah,
But
and they're leaving Total Divas money on the table when every time they don't use those girls that we see on television and we don't see on the show.
right, I and also like WWE has never black entertainment is a $1 billion industry, and
Hmm.
every aspect Hollywood in the last 5 years has caught up and was like, oh, okay, these niggas, you can put a whole bunch of niggas in a movie and they'll make $1 billion if it's a good movie. Like Hollywood has finally caught up, and wrestling still has not.
But wrestling's behind the curve on a lot of societal change.
And
Look
that's
how
Yeah.
long it took for them to even get with the women being a part of the show in a
right.
bigger capacity versus the rest of the world.
So that's what I don't know if this moves it forward. I just hope it's good things, and I'm just hoping that more of the roster gets used because it feels like ever since WrestleMania, the rosters have gotten smaller and we seen less people. It doesn't.
I
If it's
okay.
gonna be two separate shows, let it be two separate shows.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's been my frustration. The only thing I don't care about the brand, either you're doing the brand split or you're not. But what I
Right.
did like about the brand split was that I did feel like I got to see more people. And now it's like we're back to the same people being on both shows. And
Mm-hmm.
then now like everyone else is on the fringe and it's just like or being thrown into the 24/7,
And
title
Eric,
picture.
it's
But
funny that y'all talking about this because Eric had a take on that, and he was like, he was like, the problem is they want both shows to be like perfect as far as the camera work and all this stuff. He said one show can be that, but let the other show be gritty to where there's always stakes involved that people have to fight for
So
and stuff
so the
like that.
shows can feel two shows that feel different.
And yeah, that's what
yeah.
Eric said. That he said that's how I would do it. And I think with it's ironic with Eric going to SmackDown. That's probably is how he's gonna do it. Because
I
he
don't.
said both. He said you don't want both shows to be the same because it wouldn't work like it hasn't worked the last two times they tried it.
Yeah. There's a comment that they want the brands to reunite. I think they would have to fire a whole hell of a lot of wrestlers. If
Yep.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but they just it's not feasible. They have way too much talent to have
And they're
both
still signing
have,
people.
Because they keep buying up the indies.
They're still
and
signing
Vince
people.
is
So
not
it's
doing
like,
that. Vince is not doing that. Triple H is doing that. Triple H has two shows now that he runs. He has NXT and has NXT UK.
yeah, like they really trying to like and it's like they really trying to take over. And it's like, hey man, do what you do, but at least are you willing to put in
It's
all
yeah,
the effort to make
out. Yeah,
those?
it seems like it's too spread. Like they have all these wrestlers, and it's the ideas. It's not enough ideas. It's not enough creative for everyone. You know,
Yeah.
and people are getting lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
You want things to not feel like you know how the show is going to be before you watch it. Like, oh, the show's gonna open up with a 20-minute promo, and then you're gonna have a match, and then here goes your backstage interview, and then here's another match, and here goes
Yeah.
another interview. You want something like the show that open. Like, that's the thing I used to like about Nitro. And that's a thing that if Eric Bischoff can bring that back, I will appreciate. Like, sometimes you didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen,
Yeah.
and that was a good feeling.
Yeah.
I
I
just want, like, the passion, the excitement. I want them to
Yeah.
take me out of the fact that I know I'm watching predetermined
Yeah.
entertainment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I
And
know.
so I'm being open minded to all of this. Obviously, it shook up Twitter. It was seen as a big deal, but at the same time, they still
The
have to
only thing
deliver.
that annoyed me is that people who were acting Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman with their ideas, bitch, they are not. They do not care what you tweet at them. Stop it.
Especially Eric. Oh my God,
That is
he
not
just
even cute. Leave them alone.
Eric. Especially Eric, he don't give a shit, and he
Who's
can't
Eric?
stand
Eric
Eric
Bischoff.
Bischoff, and
Oh.
he can't stand Dave Meltzer. He always going in on him, adding him, tagging him. He don't give a damn.
Nah, he
He
don't.
don't
He never
care.
liked Dave Meltzer.
He never liked Dave Meltzer, so you can best believe
Dave Meltzer
he don't give a
is
damn what come out his mouth.
Dave Meltzer is a AEW cheerleader.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He
that was
he is
obvious
he
from the
is
get
in no
go.
way objectionable. So any opinion, thoughts, or anything that he has on WWE
Oh
is
yeah,
laced
And
with
what
being biased.
about
we
that
called that.
stupid article, the lowest pay-per-view buys? Like, what are you
Right?
even saying?
Like,
Who is they have a network?
nobody even talks about pay-per-view buys since the network. In 5 years, we have stopped talking about pay-per-view buys, and now all of a sudden, because AEW is here, you're talking about lowest pay-per-view buys. If you don't shut the whole fuck up.
No, like and everybody responded. Everybody responded to that article by saying who buys pay per views anymore.
Like, they have the network with millions of subscribers, literally millions of subscribers. And if we want to keep it a stack, WWE was the one who blazed the trail for being an independent platform with their own streaming
Right,
service. And now
Yes.
they're the reason why we got to deal with NBC and all these other places getting their own streaming service. And,
right.
and we have to keep it a stack because even before that, Vince McMahon was the reason
They
he would
laugh.
he would make his shows trend on Twitter
Listen,
because he would tell us what hashtag to use, and
listen.
that he was the one getting his shows trending every night. Vince McMahon has been doing some
When
stuff for a
the
long
network
time.
first came out, Dave Meltzer and all these so-called experts laughed at him, laughed and said that shit would fail. Do you understand? He was second guessed to death before the network, and they were making fun of the 9.99. It's only 9.99. It's only 9.90. But
Yeah.
now everybody is following him.
Mm-hmm.
I will never take away Vince McMahon's ability to promote. He is
And be forward thinking. Yeah.
the best promoter in wrestling history. Period. Now, his creative, I have always drugged the shit out of because I just don't think he's that good of a writer. But him as a promoter, he is doing a fabulous job. I'm with the camera. You are doing so good, sweetie.
Yeah, and I think even because I just he's been forward thinking. He, in a sense, when you're saying you love his what he's been able to do with his platform, but his creative work, it just reminded me so much of Tyler Perry, where it's like there is so much good.
Yes,
There's just so
yes.
then you
Oh
make
my God.
acrimony,
Yes,
and you're
girl.
like, no,
Oh my
it's
God.
really
I'm
hard.
Oh my
It's
God.
it's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
It's
Him and
crazy
Tyler Perry
because
are exactly.
Exactly
it's
the
crazy
same.
because as much as I as much as I as much as I shit on Vince, and things like that, I it's like I don't mind defending him either because I don't know. It's like I guess when you know how a person is and they are open book. They don't make no qualms about who they are, what they're after. That's basically Vince. Like Vince don't freaking sugarcoat nothing. He don't pretend to be, so it's like, yeah, I know he shit, but he
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
don't hide
it's
it.
another
He
thing though.
let you know. He let you know he for the money.
When you're a creator, because I write books, and can't nobody come in. I've had people who have read them and be like, "Oh, I wish you hadn't did this. I wish you hadn't killed this person." I'm like, "But I did." And either you like it or you don't. But I'm not going to
You have to
change.
make a decision.
Right.
Yes.
So I understand when if Vince goes his way, he wants to do it. That's him. You can like it or not, but you can't force him to change his vision. That's his vision. He's the content creator. You can't tell a content creator to change their content to suit you. You can reject it or accept it, but you cannot try to make a content creator change.
And
Yeah.
I will say this, from a writing perspective as well. I think my weirdness was, it was years ago I tried to write like fan fiction, and I had a story in mind that I wanted to tell, and I let everyone influence me. My story ended up being a mess. I ended up deleting it
Right.
later because I hated it,
Exactly.
because I don't know what I was even trying to say anymore. I just was just going for plot twists and like extraness, you know what I mean?
Right.
And some of the work that I am proud of the most got the best reception from people who actually cared about that work, because it was like, it was a succinct story that I wanted to tell.
Exactly.
And so I completely agree with you on that, where it's like, once people start to get in your head about it, it makes stuff a mess. And I think that's what we've been dealing with for a while. Like, things have been a mess.
Right.
But at the same time, I also feel like it's just, I feel like where I differ is just that I don't have that entitlement of like, the show doesn't cater to me. The show is not necessarily bad. It's
They
just
never
because
have.
they don't have the things that I want to see. It doesn't make it necessarily bad. Stomping Ground was great, and I just was not interested in watching it at all. I still haven't gotten around to it.
Because
You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
we're black women. We are. It's the truth. We are used to most things in entertainment as a whole not catering to us. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's why,
actually so, yeah.
right. So that's why we can take it more than a white man our same age, because they are used to the world catering to them. So if something doesn't cater to them, oh, it's SJW and oh, social justice warrior, virtue.
Yeah.
No, something is finally catered to a different audience, a different demographic. And that's what WWE did when they decided to go PG. It was a conscientious decision. But at the same time, they cater to a PG audience, but they still want those white men attention. It's like, it's weird. It's a weird dichotomy. They don't want to let those fans go.
Yeah.
But
They
Yeah.
don't.
you got to pick a side. You're gonna be family entertainment, or you're gonna cater to the neckbeards.
I don't know. But I feel like the neckbeards have really no true taste in culture, because in the same breath, they are content to like watch the same old people hobble around the ring. And, then they'll be like, you don't make any new stars. And then they bring a new star and they're like, this guy sucks because he's new and he doesn't prove in himself. And it's like, there's just no winning with them.
No,
I just don't understand it.
a lot of them want to live. A lot of them want to live vicariously through the wrestler. And if they see somebody like Roman, they can't relate to him at all because of physical.
Yeah.
It's a discrimination based off of looks. They can see the same, especially when they realize he was Samoan.
Yeah.
When he was, everybody thought he was just a big white dude in the Shield. He was cool.
Then he had that tattoo and then messed the game up.
Exactly. They figured out he was big and Samoan. Oh shit! And then they figured out that the company liked him. Oh shit! No. So all these little dudes with this, I think I can. I'm just happy to be here. I just want to make.
I think I can.
I'm
Right.
tired. Thomas had never seen such a mess. Thomas left.
And that's why Seth is getting this backlash from some of them fans, because they finally starting to realize, oh, wait a minute. Seth is not like us. Seth is a arrogant motherfucker who is a good looking dude who gets hot women. He's not like us. Like that's not.
Yeah,
If Seth keep on this path, he's gonna get booed the fuck out of him, whether he got Becky with him or not, and it might start affecting Becky
yeah.
because these white men can no longer vicariously live through him. Hold on, let me see this. Okay, Matt, he's bringing up something about. I feel like the women's evolution was a bait and switch. The company wanted all the accolades, but now we're like, yes, I feel like that too. They just want to do first ever. That's why
Yes, we're
we're not
having
having
evolution.
another evolution.
Yeah,
They don't think that it's women's wrestling that made that show successful. They think it's because they had a name. They had Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
It's frustrating. Yes, they do have the biggest opportunity for growth and bringing in new fans. And this seems like WWE it don't. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
I have friends who legitimately watch Total Divas, and one of my friends was with me when, like, she watched Total Divas, so we would talk about that. So when she was at my house, and it was Monday Night Raw, and she's like, oh, because like, her brother watches, but she doesn't care, so she's like, whatever. But then she was like, oh, well, hold on, where are the girls? And I'm like, oh, well, they don't really come on until some point in the show. Like, I don't know when they're coming. So then she's kind of like doing her own thing and watching the show. Finally, some of the girls come out, and she's like, who are these people? And like, so, and there was nothing against those girls, because I think it was like Sasha Banks and Charlotte on the TV, and she was like, okay, but like, where are the Bellas? Where's Eva Marie? Like, where's all these, like, she was looking for the girl she saw in Total Divas. And that's why I'm just like, y'all don't realize, they see Naomi on TV, and they want to come and see her in live.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, stop doing this. They even Alexa Bliss, not Alexa Bliss, was she was on the show. There's a lot of girls who were like, really and truly, I've seen it. When I went to Pure Bar, I mentioned Nikki Bella, and one of the girls was like, oh my God, Nikki Bella's the reason I joined Pure Bar too. And we bonded about that. And she was like, I just don't see her anymore. Where's Nikki Bella or where's Brie? Like, I'm telling you, which, you know, of course the girls unfortunately had to retire, but even still, it's like, they really are underestimating their crossover fan base with the women. I've seen it a few times now where it's like, they're just kind of like, where are the girls that I saw on TV?
Right.
Has a bigger audience than wrestling.
And it's a weird thing where we have these diva stands versus real women's wrestling stands.
Ooh.
It's so ugly and toxic. Like,
especially when Natalya was on Total Divas from season 1.
right.
You can't tell me Natalya's not serious about wrestling. And you can't, and then you notice they changed their tune when Paige joined the show.
Yeah.
Because AJ Lee was trashing the show the whole time. And then Paige joined the show, and then it was awkward, because how can you tell me that Paige didn't want to be a wrestler? And why can't they be both?
That's the whole thing. It's the Madonna whore complex, but in wrestling.
Madonna whore.
Exactly. I was like, huh, ma'am?
You've never heard of the Madonna whore complex?
I've heard it, but I actually don't know what that means.
It's like, you have the two categories of women that are usually put on them, either modest and virginal or a whore.
Oh,
and there's
the Madonna.
No,
I thought you meant like a virgin Madonna.
No,
like
I'm talking, like the
that explains it.
Yeah, so it's like, and in wrestling, it's either you're a diva who can't wrestle or you're a real women's wrestler, and there's no in between. And it pigeonholes. It pigeonholes the progress and growth of women. Period. We are so
100%.
much more than that.
Let's look at why can't we be both? Why can't we be, wanting to be famous and being extra and ditzy and stuff on air, but also want to kick butt? Nikki Bella and Brie, they did that for their careers, and they can go to bed at night feeling very proud of themselves. You know what I mean? And I just feel like it's just not fair that I still think back, because actually I just watched on the Bella Twins YouTube channel. It came in my recommended on YouTube. They were watching back their match from like Hell in a Cell. And I remember that night, Paige and AJ had a match that was trash, and Nikki and Brie had the better match of them two. And they got discredited straight up because they were all Total Divas.
Right. AJ Lee had I could count on one hand the matches that I liked hers.
I like.
I don't remember her
I
matches.
don't like the fake feminism where you bring the object is not to uplift all women.
Yeah,
Like there's a certain category of like if in my
she's
opinion,
so special because she plays video games. Girl, relax.
if a woman wants to use her body to get what she wants, that is her fucking right. And it is not my place because I wouldn't do it to judge her. That is if she chooses to use these sex crazed men to her advantage, more power to her. I am going to uplift her and make sure she has a safe environment to express herself. I am not going to call her a hoe or a slut or all of those or a gold digger.
Say talent's not sexually transmitted.
Then exactly. That was bullshit. Absolute bullshit that she said that line. And people like, woo. I'm like, well, will somebody tell her that talent ain't sexually transmitted?
Girl.
Maybe I mean, like, it's doing the same shit that they're doing. Like, there's been rumors before
Mm.
she got. Thank you. So if you can say it about one person, you can say it about another. I don't like that shit. And she went in all in her book talking about her future child. I'm like, ooh, please do not have a girl.
Oh.
Talking about
Oh, right.
girls that get on, put all this makeup and pose on Instagram and have daddy issues. Bitch, why do you think they have daddy issues? Who's the fucking victim of a girl who has daddy issues? Oh, it has to be the girl, right? Not the daddy. No. So I just it's if you are going to claim yourself as a feminist, you should uplift all women. That's why I don't get the Ronda Rousey bullshit with her do nothing bitch. Like I am not. I know sex workers. I know some of them, and I couldn't do it. That's some hard shit. I'm
It
not
is.
gonna say it's easy to lay on your back and make some money, cause I've never done that. How the fuck can I say that?
Girl, I don't even have the confidence.
Look, listen,
We ain't
I
even gonna start.
I don't have the balls to put myself
Right?
in that type of danger.
Yes.
Cause men are fucking dangerous. So and the wrestling business still is sexist, it's still racist. Like AEW ain't changed shit just cause Cody Rhodes married a black woman, and
Ooh.
now he miraculously sees race. Like his mama's Puerto
Yes.
Rican. His mommy is Puerto Rican,
His
but
mom is Puerto Rican?
thank you, yes,
Oh my gosh.
but he grew up not seeing color.
Oh my god. I didn't even know his mom was Puerto Rican.
Thank you. These are the issues that nobody really like. They'll breach it, but when you want to have a real conversation about it, it gets dismissed or you get gaslighted, or you yourself get called a racist. Hi, Twitter.
Oh. Mm. Mm.
So
Listen, that's why I'm just gonna, fall back. I keep up with Kofi, I keep up with the our truth and the title because that's really funny and really entertaining, and I just fall back. There's other things to entertain me. My PS4 has been doing a wonderful job entertaining me. You know what I mean? Like I don't see the point in stressing myself out, and it makes me think of those articles where they talk about like being a black sci-fi fan and how it's like you have to love this genre that doesn't love you back. And I feel like that with wrestling a lot. I just feel like it doesn't love me back,
ooh, girl.
and it's so I just kind of I follow it. Like I just come back. I just gotta take a break and come back. That's how I feel.
That's true. I mean that's just being a black person and liking anything that's outside and that's outside of what's deemed in your culture. You
Yeah.
got to deal with it not loving you back. That's just the realities of life. It's so many spaces that you want to be a part of that don't take you into consideration. And so I just hope moving forward we have, but I don't see how there could be any room for growth when everybody who gets put in place, it just seems like more white folks. And
Yeah.
it's not to be dismissive, but like you don't you can say you understand, but you don't really grasp it because you don't know how it feels to be very aware of your skin color 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
You just
And
you
and
don't get.
I also, I'm gonna be honest, that Tony Khan, because Danilius on Twitter had made a comment about like it's a lot of white men, and Tony Khan really did comment and said, "I'm here," and I there's
Why
a
is
truth
it
to that.
he got one white executive and all the rest of his VPs are who? White men.
Ooh. So
So he
that's what I'm
so he can
curious to
literally get
see.
that
Like,
one too.
that's, I know, and that's why I'm like, I it's one of those things where it is like, there's a difference. So I had this conversation at work because I had made a comment of like, I'm tired of seeing these meetings because I work, just I was tired of seeing meetings talking about diversity full of white people talking about diversity. And then one of my coworkers got mad and was like, "What is diversity of thought? Interior designers versus architects versus such and such." And I'm just sitting there like, what? Like, no. After a while, it's like there's only so much diversity of thought when all y'all came from the suburbs or came from the same, place. Like, and that's just the only thing that I feel like. I feel like while there may be a diversity of thought, if we're saying, Vince McMahon has been the person we've been catering to, but if given what John Moxley has described in his podcast, I'm not sure of the impact. If they have to still cater to this audience of one, what is the impact of making them be a part of these shows in that capacity even supposed to do? And how fresh can their perspective be when they are old white men? Because
Right.
I don't think that either Paul Heyman or Eric Bishop's going to see the value in Naomi. So I don't think it's going to impact my viewing of the show. I don't think they're going to see the value in Ember Moon. I don't think it's going to impact my viewing of the show. That's why I'm like indifferent to this announcement.
Yeah. I feel you, girl. It seemed like they catering to other people, not to us. And we
Yeah.
just gotta be along for the ride. But there's a
That's
lot
like
of shit.
that's basically almost everything in entertainment, ain't it?
Yeah, you're right. Even in hip hop,
Yep.
Yeah.
where there's
The
even
fact that
like
Post Malone is always like number one or number two or whatever is
I heard
insane.
so much.
And
I
the
heard
thing is, what's crazy is I enjoy Post Malone's music. I like his beer bongs and Bentleys. I like
All
that
right,
song.
y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on Suplexes and Shea Butter. We appreciate
Amen.
you.
Amen.
Tyler has been
Amen.
canceled.
Amen.
Tyler is
Amen.
canceled. Everybody unfollow her tonight.
Man, fuck y'all pins. I like what the fuck I like.
I haven't heard
Canceled.
enough. I haven't heard enough of Post Malone to even like if it's not a female rapper coming out, I don't pay attention to.
Girl, just give me
I
Rico
guess it's just
Nasty.
me. I guess it's just I
These
follow
male
my own
rappers don't be
opinions.
talking about shit that I ain't already heard.
Well, that is true, and I listen to female rappers too. So it's like, don't get me wrong. It's just that
Yeah, I'm
I
still
guess
gonna
I'm just
roast
not
you.
afraid. I'm just not afraid of giving stuff a chance. So I don't really think about. I just know what I like and follow my own opinions. And if it's trash, it's trash. If I think it's dope, I think it's
Yeah,
dope.
I think it's just it's frustrating that these people get to be the voice of hip hop.
You talking about white
Like
people?
even yeah, and then even
Um,
like that little that let me not talk about this child because he's a child, but even that little white boy that record companies pay him six figures to do videos for like songs that they want to go viral, and it's like he does these same two corny moves and make this silly looking face, and they pay him money, and black kids have been inventing entire dances and making black kids are the reason. Like, you know what, it's frustrating to me because we will create the trends and literally watch everyone else get paid off of them. So it's just like, okay, I don't like that Post Malone gets to be promoted and treated like a hip hop artist when he's him. Music quality notwithstanding.
and what's crazy is at the BET Awards when Lil Nas X performed with
Billy Ray?
Billy Ray. Black people, it's funny how, like, just when it comes to music, race don't play a big part. We just want to enjoy ourselves and just have fun. And if it's
But
good
white
music, it's
people
good
don't do
music.
that.
We
And
always
White
white,
people don't do that because look
problems.
how they treated Beyonce when she did Daddy Lessons at the Country Music Awards.
yeah, and I'm gonna get on that, because what's that comedian Gary Owen? He talked
Yes.
about on his Instagram, and he said, man, he said Billy Ray had the time of his life at that damn BET Awards. He said he had the time of his life. He
The
said, "Do y'all
thing
see?"
is, we always inviting them to the cookout, but we not invited to the potluck.
Yeah, he was like,
Period.
yeah,
Period.
he was like, "Do y'all see how accepting?" He said black people were of Billy Ray at their award show. He said, "But y'all can't do that for Beyonce." He was like, he said, at the end of the day, he said black people just want to have a good time and enjoy themselves. And he said it's amazing to me how, paraphrasing here, but he basically saying white people won't even allow themselves to do that or be
Yeah.
accepting of other cultures. You know what I'm saying?
But we the ones always bringing race into it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why you gotta bring race into it? Like when and somebody asks me that, if I automatically block them. I have nothing to say to you off top. Why? Because race is always in it. Don't ever act if it is in America, in a white supremacist country. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck if we had a black president. Like Cat Williams said, he wasn't no fool nigga. They wasn't gonna let no whole nigga in the White House. He
Oh
had
Mm-hmm.
no.
bigger light.
Yeah.
And then okay, you brought him, but then you dogged his fully black wife.
Yeah.
His
They
biggest
fucking
scandal.
they hated Obama.
They
Michelle
hated him.
They,
Obama way more than her husband. Them conservative. He was the president, but they hated his wife more than him.
And she ain't do nothing but dress pretty, did
And
her own
asked kids
thing.
to eat healthy.
Yeah, that's all
yes.
she
How
did.
dare you want my kid to live, bitch? Like
A mess.
I
so.
love I love our podcast because we really will get on here and just school everybody on race and class and all the things that happen, and it all ties into wrestling because everything is wrestling, you know.
My thing is, I guess my thing is, you either agree with it or you don't. If you don't, okay, whatever, bye.
If
Yeah,
you don't, there are millions of other white boys talking about this wrestling sucks. Daniel Bryan's amazing.
I'm
You
not
can do that. Go listen to them.
I'm not here to change your mind. I am here to speak my own mind. And if you
Yeah,
don't agree, like I keep telling people on Twitter, I am not on Twitter for debates. It's not even a long enough forum for that. I'm not on Twitter
yeah,
to debate. This is just Twitter. I am speaking my mind. That's why you have followers, you have a mute button, you have a block button. You can use
yeah,
all of those wisely. I am not going to kiss nobody's ass to agree with me or to follow me. You don't have to. And we can
yeah,
respectfully disagree. But as soon as
yeah.
you talk about
We do it all the time to each
all
other.
the time. We don't always agree on
Yeah.
the shit, and
Yeah,
but I still respect your opinion, no matter whether you
Yeah.
agree or not. It's the fact
yeah,
that people try to make you see the world the way they see it. I know a white man's not gonna see the world the way I see it, and you're not gonna see undertones where I see them. It's certain little code words that WWE will
Mm-hmm.
use black wrestlers that will fly over a lot of folks' heads, but my mama raised me to pick up on them.
Yeah.
She was that's why my nickname's Militia.
Yeah.
Super militant about that shit. So I certain things I will ignore, but at a certain point, like it builds up, and then the cup just run over. Where I got to be like, okay, first of all, oh, all right, okay. The next pay per view is Extreme Rules. Is anybody watching?
I'm gonna watch it because I want to see Taker and Roman team up. I've always wanted to see it. So
I
yeah,
want them to do something. out of the ordinary, like have Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. Since I don't really give a fuck, I know some people are like,
Is
I don't
Lacey
know,
married?
but if
Who,
Baron
Barry?
Corbin and
No,
Lacey
Lacey married.
Evans,
No, Baron Corbin is married. Is Lacey Evans
no,
married?
yeah, she got a man, she got a husband. She
Yeah, she
always
got
bragging
she
about
got a husband.
what she cooked for him or whatever. But
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
she
I'm
talk,
feeling this little power couple angle though. Seriously, I do like
they're
it.
but they ain't
hey,
gonna let them get the upper hand one time in this feud. They are not.
do
They are
you
not.
think Sasha is back by some? No, I don't think Sasha's coming back.
I don't think Sasha's. I don't know. I don't get the inclination she's
I
coming back
wish,
at
but
all.
I haven't gotten any indication that she's returning.
I don't think
I
she.
just,
I don't think she
I just,
retired. I think she done with that company. Real talk.
I think the real conversation here is about her contract and like what does she have left and how can she walk away? Because listening to Dean Ambrose, he really walked away the best way you can possibly walk away without hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So
So
all
that way,
this
if
Yeah,
he, so that
makes
way,
me
if he wanted,
concerned for her.
yeah, so that way, if he
yeah,
wanted
because
to come back,
he said he was gonna miss out on certain royalties if he didn't finish out his contract.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he doesn't he's not driven by money, but he is not dumb. That's the
Yeah,
thing. He's
the
not,
reason
and
why
that's the real lunatic fringe right there.
he was really smart because he
He was
got that money
incredibly smart.
and he was able to walk away because he was smart about his money.
Yeah.
But I don't know about I don't think like I know some people are holding on hope, but I don't think she coming back.
I feel like it's another CM Punk situation where we just didn't hear nothing for like a year, and then finally, you know,
But I feel like it's gonna be the same as John if she was to do a podcast. It's not gonna be about the superstars. It's gonna be about her experience and her problems she had
I
with
feel like
creative.
she's gonna talk about a certain at least one somebody if she do a
Alexa.
podcast. Yep.
oh yeah, yeah.
Now I definitely feel like she might not, but I definitely feel like she be throwing too much shade at old girl.
Right, throwing shade. She be straight up just being like, I don't like her.
She has
She
basically
really
said
be.
that she don't like that girl, but I don't see the point of Sasha coming back if her if her reasons for not being there are what think they are, which is the way she was being used. I don't see that changing. I think they keep on trucking along without her, and they just gonna keep her sitting at home. I'm more
But
concerned about what's going on with Leo Rush.
Me
it's just sad.
too.
It's just sad though because I think that that them women tag titles is probably what did it for her
She
because
begged for a fucking year, and then they just
here I am fighting for other ways for women to fight for something that has stakes. And you putting us in all these tag team matches, so why not have a women's tag title? Be the first company to have that, to have credible women hold that title. I'm begging for you for a year. We finally get it. We're going all over NXT, Mae Young Classics with these everywhere to make them important and showing people that we mean business with them. And then you have me lose it to a
Just
heel
no
tag team
momentum.
to jobber.
who who are constantly losing. You're not even making them credible. Who cares if they win their matches? This is supposed to
Against
be. I want. I want.
unnamed enhancement talent.
You had me. You agreed to this, so why aren't you? If you agreed to this, why aren't you doing everything you
Standing
can
by it.
to stand by it? But if you were gonna treat it like you're treating now, why even agree to it in the first place?
I honestly don't need
And
most.
I like the Iconics because the other day I was at work and somebody said something. I was like, "You gotta be joking me! You're joking
And
me!"
the
Like,
thing is,
I love them, but
I find the Iconics funny at most times, but I still
yeah,
feel like they shouldn't have won them tag titles.
But here's
yeah.
if they were gonna win them, then push them, then promote them, then put them on TV, then have
No,
them.
they had Becky Lynch with both titles and in a tag match against the women's tag. So they made all those titles to have it all thrown in one match on Raw.
Right.
And then you could have gave it to Oscar and what's the other girl name?
Sorry, saying.
Kyrie saying,
Kairi Sane. People like them.
"Jinx, show
The
me a
audience
soda."
like them.
which but see, here's the thing though. I think they just gonna put them on Kari and Oscar and then put them in catering too. I just don't think there was ever, I don't know why they even brought the damn titles if they weren't gonna do the damn, like they brought the 24/7 belt and it's been on every show, it's been consistently featured. And like why would you have titles when it, and it don't even need to be every show, because I understand sometimes people get out, left off TV, but it should still be consistent. It still should be something on your YouTube channel or something.
Yeah.
Have them constantly tweet about it. Send them down to NXT. Send them to NXT UK. You know what I'm saying? I
Do
don't know.
something. They
It
just,
just
they just,
that's
they,
why
they.
them.
That's the thing. They were only interested in the moment of creating the titles, and with WrestleMania, you know, of course, you knew the Iconics were gonna cry if they won those titles at WrestleMania. So it looked really good emotionally and for the flashback, you know, package. But there is no, with the way that they've been treating the women, they're only passionate and interested in doing something for the first time, and after that, they do not care.
I don't know. It's just so much that they can. It's so
what,
much that can be done
what other
that they
first
can
can they
do.
do for the women?
Huh?
Have they done all of the first?
Yes, to me, yeah.
I
They
think
done
at this point, yeah, now they have the women's main event, they're done at WrestleMania. They're done.
You
unless they
had the
And
main
then
event. You
slam.
had the main event. You had them do their own pay per view, which was pretty good, which was a success. You
it
gave
was
them
the
the
best pay per
tag
view that
titles.
year.
So all you had to do, they had a pretty good. They had the best year ever. But all you had, and now all that was left of you to do was to keep them credible and to keep them interested and to have them fight for things, make good storylines, which you still can do. They can, and what's crazy is they can still turn all of this around.
Bro,
Yeah,
so if Sasha Banks come back, the power and the interest and the just the momentum that would have to, and she just came and said, Bailey, I want my title. Oh my God. I just got chills just thinking if Sasha Banks just walked out and looked at Bailey like, you think you're champ? I want that title.
I
And
want
that's that.
somebody. What I want somebody to do is go find Tony Atlas and tell him it's summer, bitch, and we still care about Sasha. Now what? Cause he said, oh, everybody happy she gone. Trust me, ain't nobody gonna remember her by summertime.
Oh no.
It's summer.
It's summer. It's
We're
summer.
still going like
It's
Sasha. Hey,
still,
we still sending Sasha Banks. Hey, you up? What you doing, big
right.
head?
Hey, big
Text,
head.
because we want to talk.
I swear, like Lord, I will wait. If she got to sit out for into 2021, I'll be excited as hell when she come
Yeah.
back to wrestling, because it's she has a it's just the full package. Her dog is
Nobody.
adorable, and and that's why I felt like she's not gonna come back, because she went and got a dog, because she know if she gonna be on the road consistently and her husband on the road consistently, they can't really take care of a dog like that. But now she got one. So to me, that seemed like she prepared to be sitting at home for a while. And her husband got to be making good money with all them good gears he be making. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like she worried
Except for
about.
Ronda Rousey's gear. Well, no, we did I did establish the problem with Ronda Rousey's gear was that she did not wear tights under it, so that's why her shorts be riding up in her crotch.
All of
So that
people.
was her mistake that she needs to do. She needs to be wearing tights.
Whenever she come back, she needs to. Mm-mm.
She just needs to wear the tights. That's what all the girls do.
It be
And that's why they do it. I didn't realize that was why. I thought it was just because they want to have their legs look good. But no, it was because it stops your shorts from riding up in your crotch.
They also wear panty liners, so you can't see.
Yeah. They do all those things, and Ronda just didn't listen. That's why, you know what? I'm going to keep my opinion to myself because I can't fight.
Okay, so I guess we can close the show out soon.
Yay.
What is one thing you could hope to look forward to with WWE? Mine is always and forever Roman turning heel. That's it. People, that ship has sailed, and I'm on it. Okay,
I'm still on it. I will go down with this ship, and I will cry my
Exactly.
ass out in surrender. There will be no white flag upon my door. What? Nobody knows that song?
I know it.
Oh. Is it because of my talented singing? Is that why you guys got silent? Because I'm really good. I'm sorry.
But
I tried to say it was
what are you hoping to see from wrestling, like just in the next 6 months, the rest of the year?
Hmm. 6 months. What do I want to see from wrestling? I want a Naomi and Ember feud. At this point, I think that's harder to wish for than a women to main event WrestleMania for a second time. Isn't that insane? I want to see Naomi and Ember go at it.
What about you, Tyler?
Uh, you know, at this point, well, actually, ever since Roman came back, I've been on my wait and see vibes. I haven't really been getting my hopes up about anything. I have been enjoying watching Roman in that damn ring. If something exciting happens, I'm for it. If Roman turns heel, I will get white girl racist. I finna say white girl racist. White girl
White
wasted.
girl.
Uh, white girl wasted. Uh, like I said, but I'm not getting my hopes up on a heel turn, even though Eric Bischoff would want because he said that would be what he would do. That's if they keep Roman on SmackDown because it seemed like he just on Raw. Um,
Mm.
and for my personal reasons, I would like to see it, but at the same time, I'm not getting my hopes up for it because I feel like it's still not going to happen anytime soon. They are going to have to go to Vince for that, and Vince will have the final say on a heel turn for Roman. So that's why I'm not getting my hopes up on it because at the end of the day, it's his decision. Um, what
I have
else?
one more thing. I have one more thing I would like to see in the next 6 months. I would like for Ember Moon to tell us who A is. Who are you tweeting? Why are you tweeting them? Are they your friend? Are they your foe? Do they want you to win? Do they want you to lose?
I'm
Why
still
do you
waiting on
feel
her
like?
to say
Why do you
something.
still
Just say
feel
something.
like you need to talk to this person? Because they seem very rude. They have not written you back. And also, why do you keep atting WWE in these tweets? Because they don't retweet you. They don't acknowledge these tweets. So nobody knows what's going on with you. And you won't even tell us what's happening, Ember.
It looked like they're trying to
Why?
give her a character on TV now with the Mandy and Sonya thing. It looks like they're trying to give her like like the weird quiet girl who needs to stand up for herself. It seemed like they're trying to give her.
I'm looking at her character as the quiet ones are the most crazy ones.
Yes,
I'm
like
like, girl, y'all leave her
really,
alone. She in that corner talking to herself. Leave her alone.
really, Ember is giving a me my black ass in high school vibe.
You know,
I swear to
me.
God. I swear to
Multicolored hair and all. Multicolored hair and all.
God, my black ass sitting in the corner with my headphones on, listening to Metallica, and people be like, "What's wrong with her?"
I know. Bruh. Bruh. It's just it's weird.
But I'm
I don't
all,
know. I like her though, but I just need her to explain who A is.
she ain't never gonna. I don't know. I don't
And
know.
she will never get over until she learns that we all have to participate and want you to win, sweetheart. Thanks.
Or till WWE. And I'm not even
I'm
blaming her.
sorry.
At this
Sorry. That
point,
got me irritated. Is
at this point, I'm past like blaming her for that. WWE has
it?
to. It's WWE's fault as far as that because you can tell she can be credible by just her wrestling alone.
Oh, bro, but wrestling alone, she's amazing.
Yeah, but it's like they know they probably know she need to fucking show more shit. Let her talk.
I mean, her little backstage interactions with Mandy and Sonya are kind of building up that that weird black girl vibe, and I'm cool with it. It's something. It's something. So
Missing for you? Oh.
no,
Oh, never mind. It's just me? Okay.
No, it's coming
I'm
to
sorry.
me. They haven't given her enough time to show that. So as long as they try to develop that a little more, I'm kind of like a waiting to see with her because she hasn't been given enough opportunities to show her personality.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
one final thing because this seems to be I don't know if it's unpopular,
Sasha, you smell like corn chips.
but do you think Baron Corbin
Oh,
is?
your dog. Oh.
You didn't know you were talking about her dog, Sasha.
She do. She smell
We
like
on a
fucking corn
wrestling.
chips.
We're like on a wrestling podcast, and we just spoke about Sasha Banks. In all fairness,
And she said
Sasha,
Sasha smell like corn chips. That's
that's why I was like, "Girl, what?"
Sasha, you
that's
do
gonna
to
be the
me. I'm
next rumor
sorry.
about Sasha.
No,
They didn't
Sorry,
like
no,
her
baby.
backstage because she smelled like corn chips all the time.
no.
You do smell like corn chips, baby. I'm sorry, honey.
Brian Satin gonna report four sources told him Sasha Banks smelled like corn chips.
Oh no.
Okay, back to my question.
Yes.
Do you think Baron Corbin is a good heel?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. Deal with it.
he
Sorry.
he actually does his job. He's not trying to sell merch on the low. I don't even think his merch is selling. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he actually comes out there and oh, that first of all, can we just I was trying to joke around when saying that Tyler said that Baron Corbin was ugly, but he and Bobby didn't look too bad when they was doing their little boxing business. They
No,
don't all
no,
gotta
Baron
be like
Corbin.
her.
Baron Corbin
Oh,
got some.
that
Baron,
rumor that he's getting pushed because of his good looks, to me, it's laughable because we all know who Vince's type, and it is not Baron. Like it's
No.
in the pretty boys.
my
Like
thing with that is, and the fact that people believe that was, I'm like, are y'all serious right
they
now?
stupid.
I feel like y'all are. If I were Baron Corbin, I'd be upset because it's like we don't think I'm cute. You know what I mean? Like y'all are rude.
Not a
No, he got some attractiveness
let
to him, but I'm
let
just
me let
saying,
him get his
I'm
pretty
just,
push.
I'm just saying, these articles that come out to make Vince seem like he's crazier than what he is getting on my damn nerves because it's starting to happen every damn day.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you gotta have at least have common sense to know that that's a bunch of bullshit.
I would believe that about Ricochet. Like if like Vince saw Ricochet and was like, "Look at that cute motherfucker, push him." Just go back and listen to him on commentary about Shawn Michaels. That's his type. Like I would believe Seth Rollins getting pushed because he cute over Baron Corbin. Baron is like handsome, like manly man looks.
That's what I was saying when I was watching them box. I was like, okay, y'all look cute.
That ain't really all that to me as far as in the looks department.
I
Oops.
think
Sorry.
see,
He's cute, but like
he like a pretty boy.
he's cute, but I don't think that I would have. I don't know that if I saw him on the street, I would have looked twice.
I don't know. I wouldn't. Shit.
I
I
would
would
have no. I'd have looked twice, but I would not have looked the third time.
I wouldn't have hollered because as soon as he opened that mouth, I'd been like, "That's okay, baby. Don't."
Oh
He
no!
said don't.
His voice, I hate it, and I know I don't have the best voice either. But no, ma'am. Both of us
No.
at each other.
But it's like I'm kind of at this point to where now it's not about whether they can draw or not. I want heels who can do their job to help the baby faces also get over as well. It's a team effort.
um,
Like
Alexa
with
Bliss wouldn't
Shane,
know about that.
people like with Shane, people really can't stand Shane. People really want Shane off their TV, but he does his job. That's
He's
why
But that's
Reigns gets
exactly
the
what
face reactions he gets.
they want
It
him off his
helps
TV
him.
because he does his job. That's the thing. Baron Corbin, they
Exactly.
want him off his TV because that's the problem. That's the thing that's been kind of weird and confusing is that they'll be like, they're not. That's go away heat. Like that's what you want. You want people to want you to go away. That's the point of being a bad guy. Why should I? Why do you want your bad guy to be likable? I don't understand that. You know what I mean?
And
Like
then they're saying like, oh, they're saying go away Shane on TV, but they're chanting it at him. It's not silence. They're chanting it at him.
exactly. Drew McIntyre. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care.
as much as I like Sammy and KO, they are too witty and too funny and too cute for their own goddamn good.
Yes.
They
And
pop.
they're the ones I keep talking about. Yes.
I say
Like,
y'all want fans, y'all want heels to cheer. I don't want that because it doesn't have the story
and
at all.
It makes everything a mess.
and it's funny because Elias is a unique act in the fact that he has a catchphrase and he has the act fans want to see, but he also, like, the crowd doesn't cheer for him during matches. They want to see him get his ass kicked, and they will boo the fuck out of him. So it's like, if you're gonna be a type of act like that, it's a balance. And I think Sammy and KO, they just too cute for
And
they.
I said too about Elias. I said Elias don't even have to wrestle to get the fans to care about him,
Mhm.
and that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
And he don't have to win to, like, keep up
And
his
it won't affect him at
right.
all when he loses. I said the same go for Samoa Joe. I
Oh
said his.
Lord.
I
Samoa
said to
Joe.
me this is to me.
Yes,
He
no, he's
is
so good.
still he is very good at the fact that with his delivery, his promo work, and it's like even though he wrestles a certain style, even if he loses, he still is looked at as a credible threat no matter what. And so to me, Joe Straight, in my opinion, even though he in the mid card, he a good mid card heel. It's just I just want heels to do their yeah. It's like
Tonight.
I just to help the story. Yeah, I can give a damn whether you like them or not. If they help the story be entertaining, um, um, to where you get attached to it, all that, then they're doing their job. And it's like, cause before that we didn't have that and faces were getting booed and they weren't. It's like we need more of them. People shit on gender, but you boo gender and it helps the baby face.
Exactly.
You cheer the face. So when they win against a heel that you boo, that can act, that makes you boo them, it's a good moment. That's what it was for Roman and Stomping Grounds against Drew. Even though Drew is still fucking anyway. Um, but yeah, it's like I want to see more heels that has the ability to make the fans boo them. It can
And
still
yeah,
be
Yeah.
Joe will
entertaining and
come
all
out to
that.
his music and the crowd will be like, Joe, 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 Joe. But as soon as he get that microphone, they be like, man, fuck this dude. What it he starts choking folks, they be like, man, fuck you. What the fuck is
Exactly.
wrong? Like, so we need more guys who want to be hated and who don't care about being liked. And too many of them want to go on their Twitter and see some fans praising them. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a lot. It's like okay, you got Corbin, Shane, freaking Samoa Joe, Elias. What was that? 4, 5? Oh, Daniel Bryan. Even though right now that's starting to change a little
He went.
bit.
He was in this past week is an outlier because he was in his hometown and there. I don't care. He could go in there and call them all pieces of shit. They're gonna be like, yes. They're gonna start shouting, "We are shit. We are." And he's like, he's such a legend in his hometown. He's not getting booed in his hometown,
Yeah, yeah,
but
that's true.
but he does go all out. The Miz, when he is a heel, is also one of those who don't care.
But
Yeah, so that's
it's
like
just one
what,
of those things that they
6?
do their like. It's just for me. It's one thing like I think they're all trying to capture that The Rock effect, where The Rock was like a bad guy, but he was so entertaining that we loved him, even though
Yeah.
he was a bad guy.
Yep.
But I think the problem was that, like, first of all, a lot of people just aren't The Rock, and they can't pull that off. You know what I mean? And
Right.
the problem too is that they spend so much time like Kevin Owens that whenever I talk about them actually just not, getting go away heat for real and that be a good thing. I think about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who, yeah, oh, you're on camera. Um, yeah, I think about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and they just constantly trying to make cute little internet wrestling jokes, and like just trying to so hard to snip and make commentary, and it just doesn't like. It's just one of those things that just makes it really hard for me to enjoy what they're doing because they make it so much about themselves. And that's every time Kevin Owens does anything, I think back to that time he came back after what was it, whatever show it was, and he went to Vince, and Vince was like, no.
That was
love that.
at WrestleMania.
Vince was like, no, and went back to work. Vince was upset,
He
and
was.
then was out here crying for everybody else. I cried. That was so funny.
That
But
was.
that's my thing. Like, that's the only thing I don't like.
And I think what also affects that too is WWE tries too hard to get faces sympathy by doing all these beat downs. They don't let the faces be badasses enough. You know,
At
Exactly.
all.
I've been complaining about that too. I'm like,
like
can you stop making the feud so one sided
right.
and then have the baby faces win towards the end of the story? Like, quit doing that. Make
It
it.
should be more
That's also how
accurate.
you can make it predictable too. Make
Right.
it balanced. That way the audience won't know who will win.
Right. If it's like if they coming at each other and both of them getting their little jabs in or their little jokes in or their little beat downs here and there, not just one side dominating the whole feud and then the other side winning at the end. It's kind of anticlimactic, because you it's being telegraphed to you.
I
So
mean,
I agree.
it's
I feel like more heels should be trying to be hated, and more faces it shouldn't be such sad sacks or losers. Like I know that's what some of these they don't like overachievers, but I mean, who fucking cares? Like they gonna show up. The fans that cry and complain about folks winning too much, they have season tickets. They're not going nowhere. They in the front row
Every show.
every show. They ain't going nowhere.
They be in the front row to boo too.
Right. Cause they want people to see them on camera. Being a fucking contrarian. All right.
yeah, that's really what I want. So you know,
The next pay per view is on my birthday.
Oop,
well,
no
I know
show?
you ain't gonna be watching that then.
No,
You know?
girl. Listen. Hopefully, I am somewhere with a bottle, getting fucked up. Hopefully, but I guess we'll come back and review it. Who knows?
I'll
They
watch it.
2 weeks to promote the show. That's another thing. It's the oversaturation. They just had a pay per view. Goddamn.
I
Yeah,
know,
we had
right?
one every 2 weeks the past month. Like it's frustrating because that's a problem too. It's like after a while I don't even want to watch them anymore. Part of the reason I had no interest in Stomping Grounds because it's not a big four. It's not a WrestleMania, a Royal Rumble, a SummerSlam, or a Survivor Series that has some type of stakes that really impact storylines. It's just a throwaway pay per view. I'm tired of them. I have things to do.
Well,
Yeah.
we should be back. Hopefully, we'll have some more Twitter beef to talk about because that shit was
Uh-huh.
very entertaining this week. Like,
Ha.
I ain't mad at it. It's interesting, shit. Make the time fly by talking about this shit.
Yes,
So,
it does.
I think there's gonna be another takeover soon.
Still
All
haven't watched the Takeover.
I care about the women stuff, but they've beaten me down on that too because Shayna keep choking bitches out and man.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see y'all in a couple of weeks, but it's been fun, and we thank you for joining us. Remember to like
Thanks.
the show. Bye bye.
Bye.